Greetings folks, I'm your host Nomo, and today I'm going to be teaching you 3 ways to use your noise suppressor to its fullest. For this tutorial, I chose a Boss NS2 because it's the most commonly used noise reduction pedal in the world, I guess. Yeah. Situation number 1. You're plugged in directly into your amp, playing clean or dirty or whatever, and your amp does not have an effects loop. Okay folks, these are the noise levels plugged directly into the amp. Pretty bad. Let's fix this. So what I've done here is that I've taken my guitar cable and I've plugged it into the input of the noise suppressor, and I've taken the output of the noise suppressor into the input of the amplifier. So yeah, let's check it out. This is the pedal off, the same old noise, and when it's on, voila. Well, this method really shines through if you're using if you're just using your guitar and your amplifier and you're on clean or slightly crunchy tones. Higher gain tones, well, it's not that good for higher gain tones. Situation number 2. Your amp still doesn't have an effects loop and you're using a distortion pedal to get your drive tones. So even when the overdrive is off, it sounds quite noisy, if you can hear. Yeah, the thing. But yeah, it's gonna get worse when I engage the pedal. Much more noisy and definitely not desirable. So let's fix this. So when I engage the overdrive, the noise picks up, and then I engage the noise suppressor. So what I've done here is use the effects loop of the noise suppressor. The guitar goes into the input of the noise suppressor and the output of the noise suppressor goes into the front of the amp. But you take a cable from the send and plug it into the input of the Maxon, and the Maxon's output goes to the return of the noise suppressor. So that's how you use the effects loop. See the difference? So what it basically does is that it isolates the noisy pedals into its effects loop. So yeah, this definitely is the method you should be using if you have an amp without any effects loop and you're dependent on your dirt pedals for distortion. Just go for it. Situation number 3. This time you have an effects loop and you're using the amp's distortion. So folks, this is the 4 cable method, and before you know what's going on here, I'd like to explain a few things. Well, a guitar amplifier basically has 2 main parts, a preamp and a power amp. And in some cases, an effects loop come in between the preamp and the power amp. And as we all know, that the preamp causes the amp to have as much gain as it wants. It's the main gain maker. So yeah, if we can put the gain maker into the effects loop of the noise suppressor, we can control that noise. So now, the guitar is going directly into the Boss NS2's input, and the send of the Boss NS2 is going into the front input of the amplifier. The amplifier's send is going to the return of the Boss NS2, and the output of the Boss NS2 is going to the return of the amplifier. So yeah, this is the pedal already engaged. There is noise, but just notice the improvement it has brought about. Yeah, well, this method is definitely the best way to tame your preamp gain, but also requires an effects loop. Also, it might have a slight learning curve, although it's quite self-explanatory, but it might have a slight learning curve for beginners. Also, you need 4 good quality cables. Yeah. My final thoughts about noise suppression: I think it's great. It's a boon to guitar players in the studio, live. They can finally focus more on their playing rather than thinking about what kind of extra noises they'll be making, and it's not that costly. Like the Boss NS2. Cheap and gets the job done. Now, many people will be complaining about tone suckage and how much a noise suppressor has ruined their guitar tone, but I'll ask you this: would you rather make a lot of noise on stage and in the studio, or live with a little bit of tone suckage, which most probably 99.9% of the people won't be able to find out until they have Batman ears or something. Think about it. Oh, yeah. Like, share, and subscribe.